Hello all, we are here for the lesson 49 for this VariCAD training course, and this lesson is called Solid Attributes. This is going to be the last lesson of this course, and my intention is to show you regarding the bills of materials, attributes of solids, title blocks, how to integrate all of these things that we've been seeing in the last two lessons together with the remaining topics that we are going to see on this one. So let me start showing you. I will make one solid, a very easy one, before I show you properly the topic of this lesson. This is one basic solid, and if you go to this objects menu, these attributes and bill of materials, we have these four functions that allow us to make a couple of things in the solids. The first one is solid attributes. We need to choose one solid, and now regarding the definition we have, we will go to each of the defined attributes and make a definition. Okay, so we are going to see this after we start with the lesson itself. The second command, it is change identical attributes. So in fact, if we have, for example, two solids, I will make something very easy just to show you the concept. I will make now, for example, regarding this one, the manufactured, and I say part is manufactured for that one, and regarding this one, it is purchased. Okay, so this is manufactured, this will be purchased. If I go now to this function, change identical attributes, the manufactured, so not manufactured, so purchased, and now it is done. Okay, so if we see now the definition, sorry, not this command, the other one, solid attributes, so this is manufactured and this is manufactured, so both have the same value on the attribute. So basically in this function we may choose the same attribute in several solids and to choose which will be the value equal to all the chosen solids. Here, attributes from list, basically it's also the same because I just have this one defined. So basically we choose from the list of attributes and the values, we can choose whatever we want to see and to control what is defined. Last, we have these check attributes. When we have an assembly, we need to see if something is missing that we may forgot on the building stage of the CAD process. So we may search for missing name or key attributes, and manually or automatically. So if we say, for example, automatically, okay, and now it comes to this, and I need to make all the definitions for all the solids. Okay, basically it's a simple check to make. This is the introduction I would like to do to see what are the solid attributes. And now I will close this file and new default document, okay, and I will start step by step with a complete definition of the title blocks, list of materials, and to make an assembly so that you can see all the process that we've been talking about. So the first step, it is to open the file that I've done with the title block. So open, and basically we are going to do, again, we are going to create a new title block and make the definition, if for not all the fields, for some as an example, because what it matters in this, it is the concept, not the full definition of everything and everything perfect. Okay, so objects, attributes, and title blocks, we are going to this, boom, and title block settings. We've already seen this, so it is already known. So we go here, we make the title blocks, we will create a new one, give it a name, and I will call it CADsoft. I will define this as we've done before, -5 in X and 5 in Y because of the sheet format. And I will leave this lower right corner. This, okay, I will leave it for all types of documents. And now select insertion point, this corner here, and the objects are these ones. Okay, save it with a name, CADsoft title, for example, it doesn't matter, and save it. And okay, it is done, approved. Okay, now I will make the definition of the attributes I want to insert there. Okay, I'll make a couple of them. For example, let us start with the name, so you know already. Right mouse button, edit attributes. Now we're going to go point by point and say name, it is done. Type, okay, it's a text value. Required, I will say always. This part I will not do it now. And go to title blocks, this display for sure. 5, it is okay on the height of the text. Definition, now insertion point, and attribute name here. It is done. Okay. You need to see also, I have a definition already done. I'm not sure if it is correct or not, so let us hope that nothing goes too wrong in this lesson. But we have already, to do this properly, we need to go to all the fields defined here, to all the attributes, to see if everything it is okay. But you can see that now it is told to appear in title block. Okay, it is here, the symbol. So now quantity, again, let's speed up a little this. Type and value, it is an integer, required always. Okay, title block. Need to show the 5 and say quantity can be here, and okay again. Let us say manufactured, it is always, so I will leave this required, not mandatory. In title blocks, nothing defined here. Let us say, for example, the scale is good, or you can say also here the date is defined. Edit, so when required always title blocks to appear in CADsoft, and the height, it is too much, so I will say 2.5, and the date, let us put only one date. The other one, scale, for example, the serial number here not needed, so I will leave this when required, not mandatory. Let us say, for example, scale tolerance customer, or at least, okay, customer required always display in this one, can say a little bigger, 5 here, and location customer can say here. Okay, where is the scale? Okay, scale, edit, required always, we can say not mandatory if we want. Scale, I will say this also a little smaller, 3 for example, location, scale, and I think it is okay now. So okay, and the definition is done, so this is ready to be used. Now I will open another file that I've pre-prepared and that you've seen being used in the last lesson. So let us open this file, and I will use what I call VariList. This is the file that I've prepared with a list of materials, okay? But I will use it on a different way that I've shown you in the last lesson, because I will use these entities to be inserted on the file I need as elements inserted on the file and not as a title block. But I need to make the definition of the fields here. And so I need to go again to this command and say, let's enlarge this a little. I need to go again to these guys here and make the definition. So let us say, let's try to make the correct definition. So serial number, edit, and now I will say output to tables, not title blocks. So here I will say everything is left aligned. Be careful with this thing here. Location into the area. The reference point will be this point here. That's why I leave these entities, because I will consider these when I insert these entities on the file. I will insert these on the same corner as the title block. So this guy here, and now say, for example, around here, and point at the right edge of the cell can be this one. Okay, done. Now let me see the name, and the name I can say, for example, I've inserted the name on that area, but I can say also the name of the part. It can be this one here. Now list of parts, attributes, I'm saying 3 again, so location here and here, and very good. So you see now title blocks and tables. The new one, material. So material, let us say this also. So always for the material, and I think I forgot on the number, on serial number. So list of parts, 3, location, material around here, and done to this, and do the OK. So serial number, yes, I will change because I will put mandatory when required always. Now, okay, for example, the dimensions can leave, for example, overall dimensions, edit, so required always, or let us say not mandatory, to be different. output to tables, location, for example here, and do the OK. The same for the quantity, edit, so this done, to tables, and the same three, it is OK, location, so done here, and do the OK, almost done. So the next one, it is the weight, and the weight we have also one defined. I'm not making new ones, I'm just using the ones I have by default. You can create exactly this, just doing these new attributes. So edit, required, you can always the same thing, 3, location, and the weight, it is here, and finally the supplier. Let's try to insert the supplier. I think we have also, okay, we have one for the supplier also, and say edit, required, if purchased. So let us say always, or not mandatory, okay, no problem, it's the same attributes. So 3, location, and now here for here, and OK, and OK again. So the definition is done. So now I will close this, I don't need this anymore. Close and close. Okay, I'm on a new file. Okay, so nothing, open, new file. So now I will start with all this definition, and took a little time, but I want to show you all the process. So now I will make, I will simulate creation of an assembly. So let's make this box very easy. So one box done, and this is a normal file at this moment. So I will save it, and I will call it assembly. Okay, but this is only assembly by name. Okay, to be an assembly I need to create an assembly, but before I will say solid attributes of the solid. Okay, so name, I will call it cube1, quantity just 1, weight calculate, so I will say it is select material, let us say steel. Okay, very good, material steel. Date can be this date. Okay, serial number, I will call it serial number 1. Overall dimensions, I know that I can be millimeters, and scale can be 1:1, and tolerance, I'm not sure if that was defined or not, so I think I can put something, okay, just to be sure nothing is missing. So it is done. I will save it again, and now I will create part, save it into new part file. After doing this command, the file I called assembly, it will be a real assembly. So create part with this solid and call it cube blue, for example, or 1. So now I'm still in the file assembly dwb, need to save it, and you see that below here we have assembly. Now this is an assembly file. Okay, and if I go there and open part file, I will open the part file of this part, and you see this is a part now. Okay, and I'm on the cube blue. So I'm on the 3D side, and now I want to create, for example, two drawing views, whatever I want. It really does not matter. Okay, for example, something like this. Okay, and now I want to insert title blocks. Everything it is defined, so insert title block. The CADsoft title block should be inserted, and you see, okay, everything was automatically inserted. Okay, the customer for some reason missed. I think I did not give the value, but if I go, I will save it now. But if I go again to the assembly, okay, and make the definition, because it maybe miss me, solid attributes, this one, so the customer, I don't see it for some reason, it's not here. It doesn't matter, it's a detail. And it is done for one part, it will be done for a second part the exactly same way. Okay, again I will make the complete equal process. Sorry, name cube 2, quantity 1, weight. Now I will say different material, for example aluminium. So material, it will be aluminium. Date, the same one. Serial 2. Overall dimension, it's the same. Scale 1 plus 1, this I will leave it. And the definition is done. I will save it now and do the exact same stuff, create part with this guy here. Okay, and now cube, in this case green. So save it and go open part of this file. So you see again the 2D has nothing. Let us create, for example, a different projection. 2D drawing, in this case from the view. Okay, it is done. And now I will make the exact same thing. Insert the CADsoft and do the OK. And it was different because this is a different object. Okay, and this link, if you have the link, this link, it will update any changes. But now I want to see the second part, which is create a list of materials with this object. And I will make before something that it was wrong. It is to create these supplementary objects that can be, as I explained you on the last lesson, oil, paint, grease, whatever it is. Objects that you cannot do in terms of CAD. So, new supplementary, you will need to make all this definition. Okay, at least the definition you want for the tables. So the name, we can say, for example, oil. Not sure, I hope it can be, so for example 10. Weight, I would say 10 liters. I'm not sure. Okay, the per meter, leave it. Material, I'm not sure if you have, okay, you have oil here. The date can be, for example, a different date, doesn't matter. Serial number, I would say 3. Overall dimension, you don't have it. Value is missing, okay. Liters, let's say for example 10 liters. And nothing of here matters for the tables. So it is done, the supplementary objects, and you can have different ones. Okay, so different ones here for the purpose. They don't matter. And now we need to create bill of material, and we have a couple of options. We have in fact 4 options. This last one, it's for old version, so it doesn't matter, it's something to disappear in the future. And basically we have these 3 options that we must know. This has to do, these options, with the levels that we want to appear, and basically this is a complete tree. I will show you what this is of the parts we have. If we choose this option here, the first line on the list of materials will be the assembly, and in this one that line will not appear. Let's try to do, okay, you see you have a line here which represents the complete assembly and the elements. If you go into the other option and say basic level, okay, you see that the line of the assembly is not present. So I will use this one, it is enough. So output to files, and now you are able to export it or not, or to do it on the list of parts. But before, if you remember, in this 2D, I still don't have neither the title block, and the title block, it was not done for the assembly that I need to create for the assembly, and I will call it assembly. It has a mistake, let me assembly quantity 1 weight I don't have the weight now, so I will leave this. Materials, okay, let's say steel, it doesn't matter. Date, serial 5 or 4 in this case, 4. Scale 1 by 1. I think it is enough to show you. So now insert, and what was possible, it was defined. Okay, probably we miss a couple of important things when we make the definition, but this is to show you the concept. So now I will make this function file, insert files from file, and VariList open, and just put it here. Okay, I miss it, so now I need to make the translation. Dynamic translate, yes, these objects from this point. Oh, maybe I miss it again. Let's try again. First point of the vector. Let us choose the endpoint. Not sure why it's not grabbing. There's some kind of graphical mistake. Not sure why, but let us try to, for some reason there is a graphical mistake. Let me try to grab. For some reason it's doing a mistake. What it should not happen, but it is happening. This is when we have this kind of stuff, problems may happen. So let me try to the 0, 0 point, okay, and move it, and the objects are these ones and this one, okay. For some reason it is not properly grabbed. I don't know why, to be honest. To be honest with you, I don't know why, but it is doing. Let us try. Okay, I will leave this. It does not really matter. I hope that when you try to insert the bill of material, it will enter on the proper place, but let us try. So now I will create, we'll go to the 3D, I will create the basic level and output to files, list of parts, and the insertion point is this one, and I want to insert the table up. Okay, and basically if everything was okay, and we get the fulfill of the boom below material with the elements, so serial number 1, 2, 3 and the data we've inserted. I'm sorry for this error here, because the idea was to get these elements in this point. I'm not sure why, but I think the concept, it is really important, and you see that if you give to the system the correct insertion point, so everything will go in the proper place. So I think with this concept I show you how to integrate and how to work with the title blocks, bills of materials, solid attributes. I hope this was a clear lesson to you, and with this lesson we finished the VariCAD training course. We will have a new course for the new version 2016 next year, and we will have this training course in 2 languages, a new one for English with new lessons with some improvements, and we will have a completely new training course also in Portuguese that basically are the same lessons but in Portuguese instead of English. I would like to leave you one last message as to all the people that leave messages in the YouTube comments. Thank you all. This is something that it was in our plans, in my personal plans, in the plans of the company to do, because there is a huge lack of information regarding this team. I hope this is good material for your learning, and you are welcome to contact us for questions. You are welcome to contact us if you want the training course, the theoretical side, and the book with exercises and with all the topics described in paper that we have also to present to all the interested people on this team. So my best appreciation to all, my regards to all the people that are watching these videos, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.